I guess I can start if that's okay. This is kind of like maybe a Douglas Truth style. This is everything I know. I think you have to sell it. You have to learn to sell it. Like when EJ with his blogs, anytime he has his artwork up or introducing a new product, I think a lot of us don't even know really what it is, know if we want it, but there's so much background information and so much knowledge behind the product. You know, there's the humor and the comedy, and there's a lot of the selling going on. So even, you know, giving, say, gifts to people, or giving someone, you know, something from the Institute, you know, you have to sell it as far as, you know, giving the information of why it's important, what its function is, and I think I've resisted doing that. So that's an important lesson that I've kind of learned lately, is the you know, getting out there and selling it, you know, getting the knowledge and presenting that, you know, as a whole package, would do me a world of good to remember when I'm out there in the world, you know, presenting things, you know.
For myself, and I, due to various reasons, was only present for parts of the workshop. We have to go back and see a lot of it on the archives. But I think that there's a lot to what Krut was just saying, in that I've been to many of EJ's workshops, and often found myself confused and excuse me, wondering when he was going to get to the specific point of what workshop was announced as, what the theme was or is, and really saw and woke up this time to the fact that, as Krut was saying, and at least how I perceived what EJ was doing, is that everything that he's doing, the entire workshop, even seeming asides and jokes and stuff, is more or less weaving in the exact specific topic that's going on, and that it's sometimes between the lines and so on, but that's rather than just didactically saying what the things are, it's all being woven in to pretty much everything else, so that it's deep within us, and so that everyday life events and activities and things become triggers for what it was that we learned, rather than it all being just intellectual holdings and rememberings. And the things that were from when I was there that seemed especially important and relevant to me, I just want to go through, because this is more or less what I got out of it. and that is one that sound is the basis of everything, and that it's not the sound that we think of ordinarily, but that the sound that he's referring to is the medium in which everything else takes place. That another big thing for me that was a nice something or other was that our job is to, I guess, perhaps one of our jobs is to have the teachings take root wherever we are, which I think nicely is a reminder of when EJ says that one of my favorite quotes, that the ashram is not a place that we visit, but it's a way of life. And then I really love the part about that whether it's in painting or writing, we can do pretty much anything that we come up with, that we can't make a mistake, because whatever we come up with, that really is happening somewhere, someplace. And so it does have a reality of its own. And sort of aligned with that is that all we got to really do is initiate something, and then it takes us on a new journey. And also connected with that, I think, is the part about we have the power to, and I love this, that to go and look anywhere, anytime we want. I assume that means to other worlds and past lives, etc. And that the only thing really stopping us is beliefs of one sort or another that we've taken on. And that also sort of associated with that was the thing about being wary of, and I guess this specifically relates to the part about the beliefs that we've taken on stopping us, is to be wary of whether or not we are basing our functioning and our behaving on some sort of peacock egg, on some sort of false assumption. The other thing that's really, really important is that we establish a strong memory of other lives and universes and realities, and that we learn to be objective and to have high indifference about what we observe, and yet not necessarily in a aloofish way, but while having high indifference and objectivity, to simultaneously have high interest in whatever we're doing. And it was nice to hear EJ clarify Socrates, the old know thyself, and that has nothing to do with knowing the body, the emotions, and the psyche, but more specifically with knowing the essential inner self, with shaking hands with our real self. And that what's really, really important in our lives is how much use we were, how much we helped, and how many lives we touched. And then the last thing that really stood out for me was that we have to learn to quiet the chaotic inner chatter within ourselves, and install some sort of Robert's rules of order or something in ourselves, so that we're dealing with and evaluating only one voice at a time. And overall, for me, just again, it wasn't there all that much, but it felt really cohesive with the group and everything, more so than a lot of times, at least for me in the past. And once again opened my eyes to what's important, and to better get the show on the road and all that kind of thing. Thank you.
Hi, this is Francesca here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
This is Mary, the part of the Jim Mary duo, and I wasn't able to attend the whole workshop, but I sure liked the parts I did. And one thing that really stuck out for me was when EJ said that you first have to clarify what a problem is, or identify the problem, and then the solution will present itself. That really hit home for me. I really found that very helpful. And I have noticed since doing beacon work for the last couple of years that solutions seem to turn up. It's quite remarkable. I'm in awe at times how solutions keep occurring. And so when he said that again, it was like, woo. Yes, I needed to hear that and remember that. And it's been very nice to hear everybody's words, see the art. It's been really nice to be with everyone. Thank you.
And feel the friendship.
Oh, and Jim says, and feel the friendship. Thanks, everyone.
Hi everybody, this is Tito calling in from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you. And I wanted to express my gratitude for participating in the workshop, and as all workshops, as all the workshops that I remember, they're so rich in data. There's so much, and that is confirmed whenever I go back and review them. There's so much that I have missed. There's so much there where I thought that I understood, and there's more. Mainly, I feel gratitude because it's another opportunity to remain connected, to be doing this with others as well, and also an opportunity for my children to experience this with me. I really appreciated this weekend the topics regarding Bardo safaris that EJ talked about. It's something that, again, my kids and I have been working on doing. And I'm very grateful for these spaces and for these opportunities to remain connected. Thank you, EJ, and everyone at IDHHB and everyone from all the various places that we connect to the ashram to participate and do this work together.
Hello everybody, this is Rocky here, and the most memorable things for me on this workshop was the opportunities I felt I was given to participate, and even though for me often I do feel the stress of the opportunity, that's also a learning experience for me, and it's helping me with my ego issues, I think, and to have reflection on how I might have handled things differently or better, you know, that kind of thing. So it's a great privilege to have the opportunity to serve, and it's a great privilege to somehow find just what I need, and I'm sure others maybe feel the same way, that you get what you need in different ways, I think, from the workshop. And we had 2 events that we'd prepared for, which were again hectic and difficult. One was the play, and the other was the art show. The art show wasn't so much in terms of the mechanics, but both of those events were in themselves quite a challenge and very, very rewarding. And it was interesting to see things come off just with a flow, even though you tend to wonder however is it going to come off. Just, again, the learning for me was letting go and allowing what will be. So again, thank you everyone, and again, just for the privilege of being able to participate in this work. Thanks.
To me today, we're talking about the end of life celebration, touch a subject that I'm working with closer lately. I had wanting to live this year like if it was my last, and so I was working on that already, feeling of what is the most important things now, and see my life as something different than just not get caught in the usual ordinary life things. So I just want to say how grateful I am to have been at this workshop, and how much it has inspired me more to continue in the path that I just begin to want to learn more about and work with and help others with it too. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Geez, there was a lot of information given. I have no idea what to do with it. I don't even remember most of it. That said, I was lucky to have a free weekend and a free Monday in order to be present at many of the activities that were offered. And if I could pick a highlight, I think the highlight was sitting in the impromptu healing circle for Luth, for his children, for his son, his daughter. And there was something really nice about that impromptu experience. So I guess I value meeting the new folks that I've been meeting here and deepening the connections with folks I maybe know in the flesh a little bit better than I know them in a digital projection. And for those of you who I only know through a digital projection and a voice or a few typed words, I enjoy more and more, a little bit more and a little bit more, because it's not something I really enjoy. I'm appreciating the different ways that people take in and respond to this thing. I don't really know what it is. It could be called the ashram. It could be called talk by EJ. But whatever it is that he's attempting to share with us, I'm just a little tiny bit more appreciative and open to the various interpretations that people have about what they're experiencing, what they're seeing, how they take it in, how they process it, so on and so forth. Yeah, and again, just I think the best part for me was that impromptu healing circle. Just want to emphasize that. I thought something really nice happened in that moment. Thanks.
Hi, y'all. I had the busiest weekend of the year. I do massage, and Valentine's Day is usually the time when I'm swamped. So I couldn't be here for much. I missed y'all, but I did get here for the circle that Freddie was talking about, and that was just fabulous. I just got so much out of that. And caught a few little snippets of EJ's talks, and they're so appropriate for what I'm doing. Most of my work is with people that are getting ready to leave the body. I work with old people, very old people, and also with beings that are getting ready to come into the womb or are in the womb getting ready to be born. And I have two very, very special beings that are coming in. And so they've been taking quite a bit of my time. But this work is just, I know it's very important for them to hear it or feel it through what we talk about on the table. And I'm just so grateful to be part of this work. And thank you all for supporting it.
Hello, everybody. The talk today kind of resonated with me when EJ talked about the end of life and how you're going to be remembered. After the Labor Day, or during the Labor Day convention in September, I had a chance to meet with Susan Kester outside. And I didn't know at that time that she had a short amount of time left. She passed in October. This was September. She never once brought it up or said anything. And what our talk was about was the 5 wishes and medical power of attorney. And one of the things she stressed is that the importance of communicating with people that were going to be left behind, what your wishes were, what it is you wanted done. She never once brought her ego into it. In fact, it was like a being-to-being conversation. And she was totally out of the way. And just presenting this, she had a vast amount of knowledge and expertise in this. In fact, in the chat during the end of the talk, Ginger put in the thing. It's too bad Susan isn't here. She really did have a wealth of information. So I still have that, and I filled it out before I left, and I left a copy at the Institute. And it brought back that I probably have to review that and just go over it. As others have said, this workshop was just jammed with information of all sorts, and kind of reflected on some of the people who have impacted my life in positive ways of generosity in certain things, and none of it had to do with material things. So in a way, you know, that's the least important, and I'm beginning more and more to realize that. But looking forward to going back over the archives. It was an awful lot there, and I thank everybody. It was a great workshop to participate in, and I'm glad I was able to. Thanks.
Hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. Well, I missed quite a bit of the workshop. It's Mespel Spark. And I'm just casting my mind back to it. I think it was the science fiction radio theater, because there have been a number of readings from Talk of the Month. I think it's 28 on angelology, and so somehow there's some talk about angelic penetration and how you can't be penetrated by angels if you're doing unangelic things, and you've got to try to work at, like, not just, you know, kind of being angelic every once in a while, but all day long kind of thing. So, and also there was some things that I saw people posted on Facebook, you know, about beliefs and how they kind of help to protect us, but they can limit our chances for understanding. So it's reminded me also of parts of EJ's book, The Shakti Science of Spiritual Science of DNA. He talks about beliefs being stubborn, which kind of connects with the peacock and the false assumptions about, you know, that you can build a lot of your life on. And yeah, and it's helpful to also be part of the play, to be able to contribute to those things, the play and the art gallery. Very thankful that people ask me to do things, so that's good. And also appreciative of what was said here. You know, other people have been talking about communicating to those who are left behind what your wishes are after you pass, and what Michelle said about living your life as if this was your last year or so, something. Um, yeah, thanks very much.
Okay. Hi, everybody. To be honest with you, this is something phenomenal which has really happened to me this workshop. I have been going through a very crazy time here in my personal relationship in India. And considering I have a 1-month-old baby, things have not been going really well. And I have reacted in ways which operate pretty much out of the lower dimension. And it's something which is not stopping. I seem to be getting into that groove more and more. The more I have external friction, the more I feel that I'm being pulled into some lower dimension, which clearly is not my space, because I have experienced states which have been very high on energy. Like high to an extent where I had to hold the energy. And this weekend workshop, this Valentine's workshop, thanks Ginger for having me enrolled in this. I'm grateful for it, because I came with a lot of bitterness this time, thinking that maybe I'm not following something correct on the spiritual path. I don't know. But something happened in the love dance yesterday when I was hearing EJ and he was speaking. And I could see my energy relax. Slowly, I could see there was a release happening as he spoke. And it's amazing. He said, you're going to have energy tonight. And it's funny, I didn't sleep the whole night. So I'm just grateful for coming here. I mean, to be honest, being in India, a virtual ashram concept is something very new to me. When I came here, it really didn't make sense to me. What is second life? What is an avatar? And why do I really need to make an avatar? I still question myself on that, actually. I keep looking at my avatar and feeling nice about it. But it's a long way to go for me. But I'll just say one thing, that I'm glad to be connected to EJ. I've heard a lot about him, in India from our masters here. And our master in India has been taking his secret talks, EJ's, for a while in India. And it's been interesting that we've been able to connect with him, and hoping to be here and someday come there and meet all of you. So thank you so much for giving us this opportunity to be, given a platform where we can spiritually go a little deeper. That's it. Thank you. Much love, by the way, all of you.